the Vaccine Podcast. Hi.
Welcome to the Serenity Podcast. My name is Beth, and I'm Witty Knitting on Ravelry and Instagram.
And I am Tracy. I am Phoenix Fire on Ravelry and Phoenix Fire_knits on Instagram. And we're so glad you could enjoy our company another day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what I was going to say, but it got really awkward, so I just went with it.
Just roll with it. Just go with it.
Just glad you could enjoy us today. I had an exchange student say it to me once at the end of a class. He shook my hand and said, "I'm so glad you got to meet me." And I said, "Me too."
Oh, that's
adorable. If I had more confidence, it could be my catchphrase, but I do not have the confidence around saying that. Oh, what have you been up to over the course of 2 weeks?
Like nothing, but nothing with 3 little kids and a job.
So everything.
Everything. Yeah, I don't know. It's been kind of like, I don't know if it's the end of the school year. It's just been kind of like extra draining lately.
Mm-hmm.
And just like,
I know the feeling. I've had some severe exhaustion, and my other Beth said, "Well, you just went back to work full time. Maybe it's that." And I was like, "It's been a month. I've been at work for a month. I shouldn't still be having first week exhaustion like this," but it has been. And then this weekend has been a bust so far because I got my second COVID shot. And so, yeah, fever, chills, body aches for about 24 hours, and then took a Tylenol PM, went to bed, woke up feeling great the next day. So no complaints there.
mm-hmm.
I'd rather have that for 24 hours than a month of COVID for sure.
Yeah.
And now I can get back to knitting because I was too tired to knit. That's sad, I know.
That's bad news.
I got a lot done in the car because my appointment for my shot was an hour away. So I got a lot of knitting done on the way there, a lot done on the way back. Had some stops to make in between. Just got a lot of knitting done. So my socks look great. Luckily, it was like 6 hours after the shot before I started to feel the ill effects.
Mm-hmm.
Took you a lot. Which one did you have?
I got the Pfizer vaccine, and I got it at like 3:30ish in the afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
And then I didn't feel like garbage until like 9:30, 10 o'clock the next morning. Because I thought, I was like, "Ooh, I'm one of the lucky ones, like waking up, feeling good." And then 9:30, I was working with a group of kids at school, and I just kept going like this. And like, I couldn't stop yawning and stretching. And I was like, I looked at them, I'm like, "Why am I so tired? Why am I so tired?" And then I'm like, "Oh, it's the vaccine." And then, like everyone, it was a Wednesday, and everyone had gotten it. So we're all walking around like, "How are you feeling?" And, "Oh, like a bus hit me." But some people didn't have that at all. So
I was excited to get Moderna because it's the one that Dolly Parton put $1 million into. So I was like, "Yeah, I got the Dolly Parton vaccine," but it hit me hard. And apparently it does have the worst of the side effects from what I'm hearing.
Oh, really?
Yeah. We'll see. Michael gets his second Pfizer Tuesday. So 3 weeks between Pfizer shots and 4 weeks between Moderna shots. So while I was able to get mine a lot sooner, I ended up getting my second dose just before he did. But this isn't a vaccine podcast. But I don't know. I'm really interested in what shot people had. What did you get? And what were your side effects?
Right? Because I feel like every experience is so different. I don't know.
I can't be alone in feeling this way. Let us know if you feel this way too. Or do you just not care? Don't tell us if you just don't care. Then we'll be sad.
You don't need to know.
Commiserate with us if you agree.
Today is Lulu's 3rd birthday.
What? I did not realize.
Yeah.
Oh, recording days always fall on your kids' birthdays.
But that's okay, because that means their birthdays have been on weekends, and then we can, like,
that's true.
You know, give some attention to their birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, Lulu.
Yeah. I can't believe she's 3.
I can't believe she's 3 either.
Oh my gosh. I feel like she just happened. And at the same time, she's like a walking, talking sass machine.
Yay.
Yeah, she's been here.
She gets it honest. What shawl are you wearing?
I'm wearing my hipster shawl that I knit for our Copy Cat KAL.
Hey.
I like the way it looks right now, but trying to put it, this is the first time I've really worn it, and I'm like, I just can't quite get it. I don't know. I feel like it needs almost to be a little bigger. It's okay.
It's DK, right?
Yeah. Yep. And I knit it out of 716 yarn in the colorway Your Face is a Poem. And I was copying Stephanie. That was, I think, the Stephanie episode.
That was a good one.
Yeah, I really like, and it's so fun. And I have almost an entire skein left over that I think I'll knit some slippers out of.
Fun.
Because I love this color so much.
How many skeins was it?
Well, I don't remember what it calls for, but I had 3, so I knew that I could do it, because I originally bought this to knit a love note, and then I just decided not to do that. I don't know why. But actually, the extra's right in front of me. I think I had to use a tiny bit of this.
I was just thinking, I have 2 DK skeins of beehive yarn. Like, that might be nice for my 2 skeins of beehive. I don't know.
If you were careful, I bet you could do it.
And it's a pink color that I'm sure I can find something in my stash that will be similar enough to finish it if I had to. It's a color I buy quite often.
There's a textured section in here that I didn't realize was there, like when I bought the pattern, and I almost didn't knit it, and then I decided to, and I wish I wouldn't have, just because the yarn is busy enough on its own. Can you see here?
Oh, I was looking, my eye goes to the crisscross stitches.
Oh,
There's
yes.
something between them, that's what you're talking about.
Yep. Which I think if you were using like a solid or tonal color, that would be really pretty. But for this busy yarn, I'm like, yeah, that was just wasted time, because you don't notice it anyway.
Well, it's beautiful.
I don't knit things as fast as I possibly can to move on to the next thing.
Yeah, I feel that.
But there's so much. There are so many patterns and so many yarns, and I just want to knit them all.
This is my Tia sweater. It's a pattern from Annie Hawes of This.Bird.Knits, I believe. There's some texture in the top, you can't see it. So, yeah, I was thinking this might be the last time I get to wear a hand knit on an episode, because it was 80-odd degrees yesterday. It'll cool off a little bit. I was like, this from now on might be, I wear knitting t-shirts until November. I'm not sure, but oh, I love this little tee. It's really thin. I think I knit on 9 or 10, fingering weight knit on 9 or 10s.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and this is one skein of the BFL, the Lavender Loom giant skein she does. What is it called? Do you know?
Ooh,
is it called the giant skein?
I have one right here.
That.
On the label, it just says 100% superwash BFL fingering. It doesn't have like a base.
It's 150 grams. It's a big skein. It's a really hefty skein. And so I got this lightweight top out of one with just enough left over to have a little tiny mini. That's basically the whole thing. I love it. It's really nice to wear over a dress when you just need a little something on your arms. And yeah. And it's the ZK colorway from 2019, the Zombie Beach.
That's what I wondered. I knit a poncho out of the like mini set that came in the goodie bag.
Yeah, Samantha does some pretty amazing colors.
I'm actually knitting with her yarn. Should I show what I'm knitting?
Yes.
So that yarn I just showed you looks like this, wound up.
Oh my goodness.
This is the same 150 gram BFL yarn, and this is the Primrose Park colorway. So I'm knitting Weekender Light. So you knit inside out so that you can knit the whole time instead of purling the whole time. So then the actual right side has the, I have to find it, the kind of, it's supposed to be like a faux seam, or what do you call that?
I don't know.
Just a line, I guess.
It's a nice detail though.
It is, and it has a split hem with the back a little bit longer than the front. And yeah, I'm just knitting, and I actually, I always need things longer because I'm very tall. And so I grabbed one of my favorite comfy sweatshirts that has like the same kind of construction or the same look as this. And I measured that, and rather than knitting the 14 inches that she recommends, I'll be knitting 17 inches because the shirt I like is 18 inches. And I'm like, over all of that, I'm sure it'll be more than 17.
Yeah, wow. I was laughing because I'm doing the exact same thing.
The
exact same thing.
Look how far you are.
This is my, well, I knit the 14 inches. And I might have been a little optimistic when I measured, who knows. But yeah, so I got the front. My front is done.
Hey, that looks really big. I mean, I know it's supposed to be.
It's the 3rd size.
Okay, mine is the 5th.
But yeah, there's the front. Oh, there's my bunny. He's hanging out on the front still. Mine is in Leading Men Fiber Arts. I'm not prepared. I know it's the King Max colorway. And it's the Soliloquy base. So it is also 150 grams per skein. So I have 2 skeins of it. Should be enough. So, and I saw them last at SAF 2019. And I've been holding on to this ever since. I'm so excited to finally use it. It's so pretty. We'll have to wear our twinsy sweaters in June.
Yes.
Yay, we're going to be together again in June.
I'm so excited.
In case you didn't know, the Zombie Knitpocalypse is still happening as scheduled in person, 100%. June 23rd. Is that when it starts? I hope so, because I got my plane ticket. I feel like that's where I got my, I feel like that's what I'm leaving. I could be wrong. But I was so excited.
What
I was looking at that. Say it again?
What day do you fly in?
Wednesday. I'm getting in early, so you guys need to plan, so we can have lunch together.
So we should pick you up from the airport again.
That would be awesome. I was going to ask. I'll ask right here in front of everybody. Will you pick me up from the airport again so we can get there at the same time? Yeah, I have an early flight, and so I'm going to be getting there. I'll be getting there before lunch. I want to say about 10:30. But then my flight leaving on Sunday morning leaves so early, I want to cry. But it was a difference of $150 to leave later. Couldn't do it. So definitely get the shuttle on the way out. I will pack the night before and tiptoe to get out of the room.
Oh.
I'll leave you guys notes. No, you'll hear me because I'm sure I'll have to set an alarm. I don't wake up that early.
How early are you going to have to get up?
I think my flight leaves at 7:30. So whatever time the shuttle's going to be, it could be 4. I don't know. I haven't even tried to find a shuttle yet because I'm so upset. I'm hoping they'll change it because usually I set my flights and everything's ready, and then they'll put the earlier flights get pushed back a little bit. So I'm hoping that will happen, but I don't know. We'll see. Oh, I just show you my teacup. I got made fun of for this so much in 2019 when we went to England Museum.
Oh my gosh. How could you not?
I know exactly. I was so excited. It's got the date. I don't know. I couldn't resist. I could not resist.
Yeah.
We got back on the tour bus and I was like, everybody look what I bought. And they're like, seriously? Like, shut up.
I
wish you had it. I wish you had one.
Oh, I love it. That reminds me. Well, because Tracy sent me leftovers, so I also can make dumpster fire socks, which I'm very excited about.
This is what they'll look like.
Yay!
Dumpster fire socks.
I was going to ask, did you get your laminating back yet?
Not yet, no, because the mailman hates me. Not the mailman, it's the whole post office. The whole Burlington post office hates
The whole freaking system.
Yeah, I don't know. They really don't like me. There was the kerfuffle with the Advent, and then I ordered some jewelry online for Renna in January that took 3 months to get here. I mean, to the point where I went ahead and just told the seller, I said, this is not your fault. I know it's in the post office. But then when I contacted the post office, they're like, yeah, it's not here. And I was like, okay, so UPS said they dropped it off with you. And like, yeah, they say they did, but we didn't get it. Like, you have it. You totally have it. So she sent another package, and then I did the thing again where I filled out the lost mail, and this is what's inside. And within 2 hours, it was moving. So both packages showed up on the same day. So yeah, they hate me. You have to shake them a little bit. Like, this is my package you lost. This is what's inside. And then they're like, oh, okay, fine. Here it is. You're right.
Maybe I need to have your Advent package ready at ZK so I can just hand it to you.
Seriously.
We did that the first time.
We did that the first time.
Because
we were like, no point in mailing it. Here's your Advent package. Yeah.
But it's gotten much more involved.
It has got a lot more. This is the first idea we had. But yeah, the post office it hates me a lot right now. I'm not sure why. I've been nothing but a good customer over the years. And I supported them so much throughout 2020. And I said, they can do it. Mail in your ballots. I have faith. And then by Christmas, I was like, I don't even know what happened to the post office. Who knows? No faith.
Your coffee.
Yay! Oh, I'm having tea. Because how could you have coffee in your royal wedding teacup? Seriously.
I could. I only have one other project. How about you? Or you haven't even shown it.
I've got one more finished object and one more work in progress. My knitting has been boring. I've just been finishing up socks. So finished up the dumpster fires in the Earl Grey Fiber Co. Dumpster Fire 2020 colorway. There's the tag. I'm so excited about filming in person in June.
Oh my
together
God.
In one room. And then I finished up, because I had to save the second sock to knit while I was getting my vaccine, because they're my vaccine. Dumpster Fire 2020 was definitely my vaccination project. It just saved it for that, had to finish it for that. So that's what happened. Oh, and I have to tell the greatest story. So I went all the way to this place called Eden in the middle of nowhere, North Carolina. If you're from Eden, I'm sorry, but you know you're in the middle of nowhere. I'm in the middle of nowhere and you're an hour away from me, so that's bad. So this little tiny office, and they were sticking people right. They would stick somebody, and then they had these seats spaced
Is that
out.
how they did it?
Oh my gosh, yes, they were so fast. Boom. I didn't even realize she had stuck me until she put the Band-Aid on it. They were good. They were really good. But they had seats spaced out 3 feet apart, and I think they had 4 waiting seats, because you have to wait 10 minutes afterwards to make sure you don't have a reaction before they let you go. And they had 1 seat that was for the person being vaccinated. A lady came in who said that she had not gotten a vaccination since she was a child. This woman older than me. And her parents got her vaccinated because that's what you do, but she's not had a flu shot. She's scared of needles. She has not seen a vaccination since she was a kid. She was scared to death. She said, I didn't want to get this shot. I prayed about it. I feel like I need to get it. And within just like that, a nurse, 9 months pregnant, by the way, she's due in 3 weeks, knelt down in front of this woman and held both of her hands. And then the nurse rolled up her sleeve, and so the other nurse is talking to her, and just like that, bam, she's had the shot. Everybody in the waiting room cheered. We all burst into applause. Oh. We cheered for her, and she said, "Wait, what happened? Is it done?" Like, yes, she's finished. You guys, first vaccinations since childhood. And so everybody cheered, and when the supervisor came in to see what was happening, because they hadn't heard anyone burst into spontaneous applause before. It was the greatest. I was so proud to be part of that. So it's a really, really neat story. But that was my vaccination socks. Knit those for 10 minutes and talk to her. People will tell you a lot about their medical history in a doctor's office. There's a reason why there's laws against this. Learned a lot of things about random strangers who I'll never meet again. And then I'd already started these.
Oh, they're fun.
Last time I think I'd barely started. I don't remember how far I was last time. I'd started these because I wanted to save the dumpster fire socks for my appointment. And so I finished these up in the car after my appointment too. These are lovely. They're dyed in the wool. Her fancy AF base with cashmere. And the colorway is Fizzle and Pop. I think it looks like flamingos.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I love them. I can't wait I thought when I first cast them on that they weren't exactly in my color range, so maybe they would be gifts, but no, these are my socks. Not gifts. They're so soft and so wonderful. And that's what I finished this week. All the socks. Oh, and these are my twinning project with Sparkle Punk Lisa.
Oh, yay.
Yeah, so we twinned on vanilla socks and Team Airplanes. And I got my Weekender Lights, my last twinning project.
Mine is also a twinning project, and that's kind of why I've been so, well, it doesn't maybe look like it, but I've been very focused on this. I mean, last time I hadn't even started it yet.
It's a lot of knitting.
It is a lot of knitting. When it's fingering weight yarn.
The hem takes forever.
What's that?
The hem takes forever.
Yeah. But we were talking last time about the provisional cast on, right? And I couldn't figure it out. So originally I had done like a knitting provisional cast on. So like you cast on like normal, and then you end up like kind of cutting it and pulling it out when you're done.
Mm-hmm.
So I did that for whichever hem you start with. The front maybe? No, the back.
The back, the longer one.
The back. And then for the front, I tried the crochet provisional cast on. Oh my gosh. It was like magic. You just make a chain and then you knit into it. And then when you're all done with the steps of the tubular cast on, you just like.
Does it really come out that easily?
Yeah.
Never had. It's probably my crocheting skills. I've never had a provisional cast on just about that easily.
But then there is like one loop of it is in like the tube part of the tubular. So like you're like kind of unzipping it, but then you have to pull the rest of the yarn out.
Yeah, and also usually I'm trying to pick up a stitch as I do it, so it can't go that fast. Now that you mention it. So I started smiling when you're talking about making a chain because I was like, I can do that. And then I remember that Bunnyfish said she was going to teach me how to make a granny stripe blanket at ZK, and that's really going to happen.
Yeah.
So excited. I can pack my one crochet hook.
And I have to finish my,
that I got for Advent.
You'll know what this is for.
What the heck is this?
Okay, maybe not.
I figured it out.
Fun fact, I have a little notepad, like a little Post-it note by my computer whenever we're doing this, and anything you mention that I'm like, I could probably find a gift related to that very specific thing Tracy just said. I write it down.
That's hilarious.
That would be like,
I need to do that.
That would be my dream job, would be like personal gift shopper. Like you tell me about your person and let me stalk them on social media, and I will put together the most thoughtful gift.
You would be really good at it. You really would.
I love giving presents.
My only other project is a vanilla sock, because I have to have a vanilla sock all the time. So I cast this one on for Michael. This will be his vanilla sock.
Is that the second one?
This is the first one. I just got it going.
Why do I feel like I've seen that before?
You've seen this yarn before, because it is one of the ZK goodie bag yarns from last year. It's the Northern Bee and the, is it Apocalyptic Gryphon? Knitpocalyptic, I don't know. I think that's right. I think it's Apocalyptic Gryphon. Obviously, I don't have the tag in this bag because that would make too much sense. But I do have 2 face masks, an inhaler, and unicorn scented hand sanitizer.
That's super.
Of course. Oh, I washed my mask last week and then wore them to work and they smelled so good. It was nice. Highly recommend, if you're not washing your face mask, you really should be. It's important.
Yeah, I'm not great about that. And
then they smell so nice. And Joy used, she used jersey fabric because elastic was really hard to come by at one point during the pandemic. I think it was toilet paper and then it was elastic, that kind of thing. So it tightened that up when I put that in the dryer too. So it fits so snugly.
Nice.
And it smelled so good. And I was like, I got to start washing these every day and not waiting so much. They get gross. They do get gross after a while. Speaking of Joy, I'll tell a funny story so she can hear it on the internet. Joy has been making these beautiful pieces of art. If you don't follow the Joyful Quilter on Instagram, you are missing out because she is making wall hangings that are landscapes out of fabric. They are gorgeous. She did one of the beach, and you could the sun looked like it was radiating warmth. It was amazing. And I showed it. I was so impressed. I showed it to Michael. I was like, look what Joy made. She is an artist. And he's like, that is really impressive. Ask her if she'll make me a mask like that.
Michael.
She won't be my friend anymore if I ask her that. So, yeah, you heard it here, Joy. I told him no, I was not going to ask you that, and I didn't. I just told Beth. And like 50 to 100 of our closest friends.
Oh, that reminds me. So Carrie, my sister, is behind on watching our podcast. And she's like, when we used to podcast, Tracy would always like tease us about how long our podcasts were. And that like she preferred if they were like a half hour, and how she would listen to us on like 1.5 speed.
So really though.
And now you're making hour-long podcasts.
It's true. I do prefer a 45-minute long podcast, but it's hard. We have a lot to say.
And if I've got like a few that are like my favorite people to watch and see what they're making, and if like as soon as their stuff comes up, I'm like, oh, please be more than like 20 minutes. I want them to be longer. So hopefully we're that podcast for like at least, a couple people.
Maybe somebody. Please enjoy spending an hour with us. Yeah. It's true though. I always feel like an hour, that's really long. I don't have time for that. And I'll move on to one that's shorter and watch that first. But then I'll watch another one. So I might as well watch the long one.
Right.
It's true. I'm judging myself. But you can pause and come back, which is what I would have to do sometimes if your episodes went long.
True. I have one more thing. Do you have more things?
That is all my things, besides my podcast prize for Knit Along.
So I have just my sock. And I think, we've talked before about the 9-inch circulars and the 10-inch circulars and that weird sock that ended up like the size of a small child's head. And now I think I went straight to the 000s, and I like these socks they are nice and what am I trying to say?
Firm?
Yes. Which is great, but this is really hurting my hands, and I just think it's because I should have just tried the 00s, I think. But I love the socks. They are Fishnets yarn in the After the Storm colorway. I'm going to do my first ever Afterthought heel.
You have not done Afterthought heel.
Never. I've done an Afterthought thumb on mittens, so I'm sure
Same thing, but bigger.
Same thing, and I'm going to cut into it.
So true Afterthought.
True Afterthought.
Yeah, it's scarier, but I feel like you get a better. So I think there's less of a gap on the edges with a true Afterthought.
Okay. So these both are twinning projects. So this is what you will see until
Yay.
I'm done, because I'm really nervous that I don't have enough time. I have till the end of April, and we have a few days off of school coming up. But I'm still just nervous about it, because I will do whatever it takes to do what I said I was going to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there may be a little sleep involved.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of which, I don't know what Lulu's deal is, but I bet I lost count of how many times I had to go into her bedroom last night. She was just like up crying. And
Aww.
pretty sure I fell asleep in her bed with her a couple times.
It's hard to be 3.
It is.
I miss those days though. I didn't miss, when you're in them, you're like, oh my God, will this ever be over? Will I ever have a normal life again? And now I'm like, oh, I wish they would just sit on my lap and cuddle me. But
Yeah.
they're bigger than I am. They're both bigger than me. Holdout weighs me now. He's proud of it. I don't know how I feel. It happens really fast. It does.
Yeah. And I know that there'll be pieces of it that I'll miss. But, and when you have a job too, where you're just working with 7 and 8-year-olds all day long, it's like, it's just a lot of time taking care of people.
Yeah, so I worked with teenagers and came home to my little kids, and now I'm with teenagers all day. So I feel like I'm just now understanding what you're saying. Can I just have a day without a teenager?
It's like,
it's a lot of trauma.
Do you know how many questions I've already answered today? Like, don't ask me stuff.
Do you know how many hormonal tantrums I've already dealt with before I came home?
Yeah, I'll stick with my 7 and 8-year-olds and my little kids.
Oh my goodness. I was just thinking your sock twinning project could also be a copycat project, because I made those same socks a couple years ago.
Hey.
Mm-hmm.
So then I could just keep the prize, is what you're saying?
No, I would have to send you a prize. That's the rule, right?
Oh, well, that's the rule if you win.
That's the rule if you win, then too.
My prize, just to remind everybody for the Copy Cat KAL, is this mini set of Stressknits yarn and this lovely Shop Knitting Nelly bag, which more and more I'm like, oh.
You stole my heart.
I need to send this away before I fall too much in love with it. And I wanted to clarify that these things were not in the craft room at the time of the mouse invasion.
I did not put that in the show notes. I didn't think it needed to be said, but she was worried about it.
Well, I am worried about, and they've been sealed in plastic bags. I'm not sending you a mousy prize.
My prize, excuse me. I'm gonna put a table there next week. My prize is cat sandwich yarn with a copycat sweater project bag from Twist Fiber Studio. I think they go together well. We have like the muted and the brights. Muted winter and our bright sweater.
I love it. That just reminded me, when Aspen was born, I was in like a big yarn buying phase that I guess really hasn't ever not been true. But that's when I discovered cat sandwich fibers, and I made this really beautiful pair of socks, and I made, I knit a little bunny stuffed animal thing for Aspen. out of that yarn.
I've been hoarding that yarn. Well, for a while it would only be for my really special projects. It would be the color work and the yoke of a sweater or something. And that now I've got so much because I've hoarded so much. I have a shelf of it that I'm looking at right now. I need to stop. And I can let go of a skein or two. And I can make socks out of it. Before I was like, I can't put this on my feet. Look at it. Look at the yarn. I'm getting better about it. There will be more yarn.
Well, there's always like this. I don't think this is going anywhere. Like the whole yarn indie dyeing stuff.
I hope not. And you're pretty good at making yarn too. Worst case.
Well, thank you. It is really fun.
I am not talented with it.
The times I've played around with it, I've really, really enjoyed it.
Right, I think that might be everything. I didn't know it when we started, so I have no idea how long this has been, Carrie. No idea.
Oh, I would guess not quite an hour, it feels like.
We'll find out.
Probably an hour.
Well, thank you for spending not quite an hour with us, if that's how long it's been. Hopefully you weren't turned off too much by all of the editing shenanigans last week. He showed me one thing he did, and I was like, Michael, if you do something like that again, you have got to put words across the screen saying, this is not a glitch. Your computer is not going crazy. This is a gremlin, not your computer or something. But yeah, we knew it was going to be good when I download the file to my computer and then put on a flash drive and then give it to him. And I saved the file as the one with Beth's butt. So I think I asked for it. That was just too funny.
You asked for it, or did I ask for it?
You're the one that put your butt out there. That's true.
I made a big deal about it. I mean, that's kind of a big deal.
I just got that.
Oh, you're welcome, Internet.
That was fun. We'll see you all in about 2 more weeks. Keep on copycatting. Do we even say what that was?
No, should we?
Knit something that is inspired by someone else's knit. Make something that makes you happy because someone else's project made you happy, and flatter someone by just you can even let them know, hey, look, I liked your project, so I made this to copycat your project. Yep. And be entered to win an awesome prize if you use the hashtag that will be in the show notes.
Which is, I know it because I looked it up yesterday.
Okay, what is it?
SK Copycat KAL.
Sounds good. Yeah, use that and be entered to win a bright or muted prize. They're both awesome. All right, we'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye.
Bye.
Can subscribe. Yay, subscribe. Did you hold the button?